Most traders prepare for winning streaks. They dream about profits. They imagine account growth. They think about freedom, consistency, and success. But very few traders prepare for something that every profitable trader eventually experiences: a drawdown, a period where losses accumulate, a period where confidence starts fading, a period where nothing seems to work, a period where doubt becomes louder than belief. And that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. One of the most difficult psychological challenges in trading: managing large drawdown periods. Because the truth is simple: a trading strategy can survive a drawdown. A trading account can survive a drawdown. But many traders cannot survive the emotions created by a drawdown. And that is why today's lesson is so important. We are going to discuss a powerful mental concept called visualizing the void. The void is that uncomfortable space between where you are today and where you want to be. The void is the period where results disappear. The void is the uncertainty between effort and reward. The void is the emotional darkness that many traders experience during difficult periods. And if you can learn how to survive the void mentally, you dramatically increase your chances of becoming a long-term successful trader. By the end of this video, you will understand why drawdowns feel so painful psychologically, why most traders make their worst decisions during these periods, and what mental techniques can help you stay disciplined while waiting for your edge to recover. And if you want more trading psychology lessons focused on discipline, patience, and consistency, consider subscribing to Bull Mindset. This channel is dedicated to helping traders build the mindset necessary for long-term success. Now let us begin. One of the biggest misconceptions in trading is the belief that profitable traders do not experience drawdowns. This is completely false. Every trader experiences drawdowns. Every strategy experiences drawdowns. Every trading system experiences periods of underperformance. The difference is not whether drawdowns happen. The difference is how traders respond to them. Think about this carefully. If a trader experiences 5 losing trades in a row, what usually happens emotionally? Doubt appears. Fear appears. Frustration appears. Questions begin filling the mind. Maybe my strategy stopped working. Maybe I lost my edge. Maybe I am not good enough. Maybe I should change my system. Maybe I should stop trading completely. These thoughts are normal, but they are also dangerous. Because drawdowns often create emotional reactions that are far more damaging than the losses themselves. Now let us discuss why drawdowns hurt so much psychologically. The human brain naturally seeks progress. We want evidence that our efforts are producing results. We want feedback. We want improvement. We want rewards. Trading drawdowns temporarily remove those rewards. You continue doing the work. You continue following your process. You continue showing discipline. But the results do not appear, and that creates psychological discomfort. This discomfort is what I call the void. The void exists between effort and outcome. The void exists between discipline and reward. The void exists between where you are and where you want to be. Most traders become emotionally uncomfortable inside this space. And because they become uncomfortable, they begin changing things. They abandon their plans. They increase risk. They chase losses. They force trades. They search for new strategies. They seek emotional relief. But professional traders understand something different. The void is not a sign of failure. The void is part of the process. This is one of the most important mindset shifts you can make. A drawdown does not automatically mean something is wrong. Sometimes, it simply means you are experiencing the normal statistical behavior of your trading system. Now let us go deeper. Imagine a professional athlete. They train every day. They work hard. They follow a plan. But improvement is rarely visible every single day. There are periods where progress feels invisible. Trading works the same way. There are periods where results appear quickly, and there are periods where results seem completely absent. The problem is that most traders interpret temporary difficulty as permanent failure, and this interpretation creates emotional pressure. Now let us talk about another important truth. Large drawdowns often attack identity. This is where trading becomes deeply psychological. Many traders attach their self-worth to trading results. When profits come, confidence rises. When losses come, confidence collapses. This creates emotional instability, because confidence becomes dependent on outcomes. Professional traders learn something different. They separate identity from results. A losing month does not mean they are a bad trader. A drawdown does not mean they are incapable. A difficult period does not define their future. This psychological separation is extremely important because once identity becomes attached to profits, every loss feels personal, and personal losses create emotional reactions. Now, let us discuss visualization. Most traders use visualization incorrectly. They visualize success. They visualize profits. They visualize perfect outcomes. There is nothing wrong with this. But professional traders often visualize something more useful. They visualize adversity. They visualize difficult periods. They visualize drawdowns. They mentally prepare for uncomfortable situations before those situations happen. Why is this powerful? Because the brain handles expected pain better than unexpected pain. When a drawdown arrives unexpectedly, panic appears. When a drawdown has already been mentally rehearsed, acceptance becomes easier. This is where visualizing the void becomes valuable. Imagine yourself experiencing 10 losing trades. Imagine yourself seeing your account decline. Imagine yourself feeling uncertainty. Then imagine yourself continuing to follow your process, continuing to manage risk, continuing to stay disciplined, continuing to trust your edge. This mental rehearsal strengthens emotional resilience. Now let us discuss another important reality. Most traders underestimate how long drawdowns can last. This creates unrealistic expectations. They assume recovery should happen quickly. When recovery takes longer than expected, frustration increases. The market does not care about your timeline. The market does not care about your expectations. Recovery happens when it happens. Professional traders understand this. They focus on execution rather than prediction. They focus on process rather than timing. This mindset protects emotional stability. Now let us talk about fear. Fear becomes extremely powerful during drawdowns. Fear whispers dangerous messages. Reduce confidence. Abandon your plan. Change your strategy. Stop trading. Fear wants immediate relief. But immediate relief often creates long-term problems. Imagine a trader who experiences several losses and suddenly changes strategies. The new strategy enters its own losing period. Then another strategy is adopted. Then another. Years pass. No consistency develops. The trader never gives any system enough time to demonstrate its true potential. This is one of the biggest psychological traps in trading. Fear creates constant movement. Discipline requires stability. If this lesson is helping you understand trading psychology more deeply, consider subscribing to Bull Mindset, because mastering your emotions during difficult periods is one of the most valuable skills a trader can develop. Now let us discuss emotional energy. Drawdowns do not only affect confidence, they affect mental energy. Every loss consumes emotional resources. Every setback creates stress. Every difficult day requires psychological effort. Over time, this emotional load becomes heavy. This is why traders must learn recovery techniques, not just financial recovery, psychological recovery. Because a tired mind makes poor decisions. A frustrated mind becomes impulsive. A discouraged mind begins forcing outcomes. And forced outcomes rarely end well. Professional traders understand that preserving emotional energy is just as important as preserving capital. Now let us discuss acceptance. Acceptance is one of the most misunderstood concepts in trading. Acceptance does not mean liking losses. Acceptance does not mean enjoying drawdowns. Acceptance simply means acknowledging reality without emotional resistance. The faster you accept reality, the faster you can respond intelligently. Resistance creates suffering. Acceptance creates clarity. And clarity creates better decisions. This is why acceptance is one of the strongest psychological skills a trader can develop. Now let us continue by looking at what actually happens during large drawdowns in the real world. Imagine a trader who has been profitable for several months. The strategy is working. Confidence is strong. Execution is consistent. Everything feels under control. Then a drawdown begins. The first few losses are accepted. The trader remains calm. But as losses continue, something changes. The trader starts watching every trade more closely. The trader starts questioning every decision. The trader begins looking for problems everywhere. Soon, confidence becomes uncertainty. Uncertainty becomes fear. And fear begins influencing behavior. The trader starts exiting trades too early, skipping valid setups, moving stop losses, reducing discipline. Eventually, the emotional reaction becomes more damaging than the original drawdown. This happens more often than most people realize. The market does not destroy the trader. The trader's emotional reaction destroys the trader. Now imagine another trader facing the exact same drawdown. The losses are the same. The account decline is the same. The uncertainty is the same. But this trader has mentally prepared for difficult periods. The trader understands drawdowns are part of probability. The trader understands no strategy wins all the time. The trader understands discomfort is temporary. Because of this understanding, discipline remains intact. The trader continues following the plan, continues managing risk, continues executing properly. Eventually, the edge returns. The drawdown ends, and the trader moves forward stronger than before. Notice the difference. The losses were similar. The psychology was different. And psychology created completely different outcomes. Now let us discuss one of the most powerful mental frameworks for surviving drawdowns. The first framework is called zooming out. During difficult periods, traders often become trapped inside short-term thinking. One losing day feels catastrophic. One losing week feels permanent. One drawdown feels endless. But professional traders zoom out. They look at months, they look at years, they look at hundreds of trades. Because long-term thinking reduces emotional pressure. A single loss becomes less important. A single week becomes less important. The bigger picture becomes visible. And once the bigger picture becomes visible, emotions lose some of their power. Now let us talk about another powerful framework, the process scoreboard. Most traders keep score using money. Profit equals success. Loss equals failure. This creates emotional instability because results constantly fluctuate. Professional traders often keep a different scoreboard. Did I follow my plan? Did I respect risk? Did I execute correctly? Did I remain disciplined? These questions create a process-based mindset, and process-based thinking creates emotional stability. Because even during a drawdown, you can still execute well. Even during a difficult period, you can still improve. Now let us discuss another important framework, separating outcome from execution. This concept is life-changing for many traders. Good execution can still produce a losing trade. Bad execution can still produce a winning trade. Many traders confuse outcomes with skill. Professional traders evaluate execution independently. They ask a simple question. Did I do the right thing? Not did I make money, but did I follow my process? This shift protects confidence during difficult periods. Now let us move into practical mental exercises. The first exercise is future self-visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. Imagine that you successfully survived the current drawdown. Imagine that you remained disciplined. Imagine that you learned valuable lessons. Imagine that you became emotionally stronger. Now ask yourself a question. What would that future version of you do today? Would that version panic? Would that version abandon the strategy? Would that version revenge trade? Or would that version stay disciplined? This exercise creates perspective, and perspective reduces emotional intensity. The second exercise is the drawdown journal. During difficult periods, write down your thoughts every day. Not just trading results. Thoughts, fears, doubts, frustrations, concerns. Over time, patterns become visible. And once patterns become visible, emotional awareness increases. Awareness is the first step toward emotional control. The third exercise is what I call controlled acceptance. At the beginning of each trading week, remind yourself of a simple truth. Losses are possible. Drawdowns are possible. Difficult periods are possible. This does not create negativity. It creates realism. And realistic expectations create emotional stability. Now let us discuss recovery rituals. Professional traders understand that recovery is essential. Not only account recovery, mental recovery, psychological recovery, emotional recovery. One of the best recovery rituals is reducing screen time during difficult periods. Many struggling traders do the opposite. They stare at charts longer, analyze more, force more activity. This often increases stress. Sometimes the best thing you can do is step away. Take a walk, exercise, spend time with family, read a book. Allow your mind to recover. A recovered mind makes better decisions. Now let us discuss another recovery ritual. Reducing position size. This is one of the simplest but most powerful actions during drawdowns. Smaller risk creates less emotional pressure. Less emotional pressure creates clearer thinking. Clearer thinking creates better execution. Better execution creates consistency. Many traders increase risk during drawdowns because they want faster recovery. Professional traders often reduce risk. They understand survival comes first, recovery comes second. Now let us talk about patience. Patience is one of the most important psychological skills during drawdowns. But patience is often misunderstood. Patience does not mean doing nothing. Patience means continuing to do the right things while waiting for results. Patience means trusting the process. Patience means accepting temporary discomfort. Patience means staying disciplined when emotions want immediate relief. This type of patience separates professionals from amateurs. Now let us discuss another important lesson. The void eventually ends. Every drawdown ends. Every difficult period ends. Every emotional storm eventually passes. The challenge is not ending the drawdown. The challenge is surviving it psychologically. Because many traders quit before recovery arrives. Many traders abandon strategies before probabilities have time to work. Many traders lose faith too early. And this is why visualizing the void is so powerful. It reminds us that difficult periods are temporary. The void is not permanent. The void is simply part of the journey. Now let us discuss emotional resilience. Resilience is not avoiding pain. Resilience is functioning despite pain. Every successful trader develops resilience, not because they avoid adversity, but because they learn how to navigate adversity. Every drawdown teaches something: patience, humility, risk management, self-awareness, emotional control. If approached correctly, drawdowns become teachers, painful teachers, but valuable teachers. Now let us talk about confidence. Many traders believe confidence comes from winning. This creates fragile confidence, because eventually losses appear. Real confidence comes from preparation. Real confidence comes from discipline. Real confidence comes from knowing you can handle adversity. And that type of confidence survives drawdowns, because it is built on behavior rather than outcomes. Now let us move toward the final takeaway. The reality of trading is simple. Every trader experiences difficult periods. Every trader experiences uncertainty. Every trader experiences drawdowns. The goal is not avoiding them. The goal is managing them. The goal is preserving discipline when emotions become intense. The goal is protecting your process when doubt becomes loud. The goal is continuing to act professionally, even when results temporarily disappear. Visualizing the void teaches us something powerful. Success is not built only during winning periods. Success is often built during losing periods. Because losing periods reveal character. They reveal discipline. They reveal emotional maturity. And they reveal whether a trader truly trusts the process. Remember this. A drawdown is not proof that you are failing. A drawdown is not proof that you are incapable. A drawdown is not proof that your future is limited. Sometimes a drawdown is simply proof that you are participating in a probability-based profession. Stay patient, stay disciplined, stay focused, trust the process. Protect your capital, protect your mindset, and most importantly, remember that the void is temporary. The traders who survive the void often emerge stronger, wiser, and more disciplined than before. If you found value in this lesson, subscribe to Bull Mindset. Keep building your discipline. Keep strengthening your mindset. Keep developing emotional resilience. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.